All right, good evening, y'all. It's coming up to 7:50 p.m. here on the 23rd of March, 2025. We've got some hailers that have developed across Texas this evening. Figured we'd go ahead and do some live coverage. There are no tornado warnings. There are no tornado issues at this point, but we are monitoring storms that are capable of producing quite a bit of hail. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to do a little housekeeping real quick. Make sure we've got this live stream on the Texas Storm Chasers website and mobile app, and then we'll get started on our coverage here. So, we'll just assume it is, and if not, well, it is what it is. It is the 23rd, and we're coming up now to about 7:51 p.m. We've got some storms here across portions of the hill country into central, south central Texas that have begun to organize a little more readily here. And you can see a loop. We're going to take a look at this first, then we'll take a look at the high-res.
Texas local storm report from Kyle in Hays County, Texas. Hail magnitude measured 1.00 inch. Reported by public.
Okay, so you heard that. We've got quarters in Hays County. We've got multiple storms firing off in association with a cool front and some other outflow boundaries, honestly, it looks like. Across East Texas, towards the Toledo Bend Reservoir, back into southeastern North Texas. This is all way southeast of DFW. Y'all have nothing to worry about this evening. Now we've got some new stormies that are firing up from Travis County, Hays County, back west towards
Kerrville. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Sabina County in Louisiana. Sabina, San Augustine, and Shelby County in Texas.
Y'all getting a little peek of the back end here with this, and that's okay. So we're going to switch to the high-res radar. My goal of this is just to give y'all a heads up on where we're going to have some hail. Now, we've had some tennis ball to baseball size hail reported here out in Kerrville. This thunderstorm is now moving away from Kerrville, moving southeast. This looks like the hail core is going to stay a bit south of Interstate 10 for now, maybe moving more south-southeast at about 20 miles an hour. That would keep the worst of the hail southwest of Comfort, Interstate 10, and the Highway 27 intersection, but definitely is not going to be a good time to be north of Bandera or on Highway 27 going west or south out of Comfort. That storm is moving southeast. A couple of new storms firing up back west of Kerrville, north of Leakey there on 83. We've got a severe storm capable of producing quarter to golf ball size hail. This is going to be out southwest of Johnson City, down towards Stonewall, High, Albert. Those storms are moving off to the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. We've got a new storm that's gone up quickly. This is from near Kyle to Mustang Ridge, Creedmoor. This storm is like stationary. It's not moving very much, but it is capable of producing quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail. And we do note this is on Interstate 35 around Mountain City. So y'all on 35 around Mountain City right now, or Kyle, are getting hail right now. Probably quarter size hail. The hail size may increase, and that may continue towards Niederwald, Mustang Ridge, Creedmoor, eventually Buda. We have another storm going up pretty quickly here in eastern Travis County near Weberville. That could intensify quickly and begin throwing out hail. Going further north, we've got some storms going up. One north of Bertram, one over the Hood,
A new
Fort
severe
Hood.
thunderstorm warning has been issued for Kerr and Real County in Texas.
This activity up here right now is not doing much. We've got a severe storm, southern Navarro County, south of the city of Corsicana, closer to Richland. That storm is moving a little more quickly to the east at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Flanking line of storms back towards Coolidge, down to Malcolm. Those storms all could have nickel to ping pong ball size hail as they move east at about 15 miles an hour. Severe storm currently northeast of the city of Athens, near Murchison. I don't think it's moving that quickly. Storm's probably moving southeast about 20 miles an hour. The radar thinks it's moving 25. It is what it is. If that motion continues, those of you in Murchison on Highway 31, west of Brownsboro, northeast of Athens, you could begin some hail here in the next several minutes. After that, this storm's going to be moving southeast, east-southeast, probably towards Moore Station, and eventually western portions or southwestern portions of Smith County. This would be otherwise impacting eastern sections of Henderson County, Moore Station down to Frankston, south of Chandler, towards New York. And again, there could be some hail with that. Let's go to the Toledo Bend Reservoir, northern sides of the reservoir. We've got a hailer northeast of St. Augustine now. This storm near Patroon is crossing over Highway 87, moving northeast towards Huxley at a pretty good rate. There could be at least quarter-size hail with that, maybe closer to the size of a ping pong ball. That storm's moving northeast. It's one of these left split movers, a little anomalous. Moving off to the northeast towards the north sides of Toledo Bend Reservoir. Eventually, it's going to cross into Louisiana, into northern Sabine Parish and southern DeSoto Parish in Louisiana towards Converse, Louisiana. Again, these are not tornadic. These are not dropping tornadoes. They're dropping hail. So, we've got some storms also extending back west on Highway 103 towards the city of Lufkin, where we could have small hail.
Texas local storm report from 2 miles east-southeast of Mountain City in Hays County, Texas. Hail magnitude measured 0.88 inches. Reported by Train Spotter.
With that. Now, let me see really quick here. I'm going to try to do a little surgery. If this blows up in my face, it will be okay. Yeah, it kind of blew up in my face. That's what I thought. That's all right. We'll just switch back over to this magical mode here. It'll be okie dokie. So, coming up now to 7:57 p.m., I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is the 23rd of March, 2025. We've got some hailers this evening moving across the state of Texas. We have no tornadoes. Really not a tornado night, though I can't completely rule out a brief tornado. But that being said, it would take some pretty impressive work for Mother Nature to make that happen tonight. Knock on wood, that's not me encouraging it. Could have some hail, localized damaging wind gusts. We got storms in East Texas, the Piney Woods of East Texas, back from near Huxley, back west towards Lufkin. Those moving east about 25 miles an hour. In fact, I was hoping I could draw. Ooh, look at that, I can draw. That one cluster moving off to the east. We've got a second cluster here, southeast of DFW. That's moving off to the east-southeast along the lean edge of the cool front. You can see kind of trying to extend back southwest into the hill country, central Texas, where the potential exist for additional storms. Now, this isn't going to be a night where we have a solid line of storms. This isn't going to be a night where we're doing, coverage until 3 in the morning for hailers. But this is going to be an issue where some of these storms are going to be producing some pretty nasty size hail. Some of the one near Kerrville in the last 30 minutes had tennis ball to baseball size. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've entered that time of the year where we get to start playing with big hail. Yay! Not really. So, that's why we're here right now. We just want to keep you updated on what's going on. We realize plenty of folks are always concerned about storms, and rightfully so. So that's why we're here, just letting you know it's okie dokie. And yes, some of these do have rather nasty size hail. All right, we're going to go back down south. We'll start just like we did earlier. We've got a severe storm that's moved southeast out of Kerrville. That hail core has really come down. We've gotten reports of tennis ball size hail in Kerrville from this storm earlier. We've got a severe storm southwest of Mountain Home. At this point, very near the intersection of Highway 83 and 41. That's going to place it 30 miles west of Kerrville. That's where this westernmost storm is. That's going to be moving east at about 25 miles an hour. That could have golf ball size hail. Storm now southeast of Kerrville, about to enter Center Point or the Kerrville Municipal Airport, moving southeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. That could have quarter to maybe golf ball size hail. It had tennis ball to baseball size hail a little earlier, but it looks like that hail core has weakened quite a bit over the last 10 minutes. Up north, here we go, near Johnson City to Stonewall to Albert. These storms moving southeast at about, we'll go 15 miles an hour, so clearly they're not booking and cooking tonight. They're just throwing out hail. These storms could eventually approach Blanco and northeastern Kendall County. These are not tornadic in nature. They're just rowdy, angry. We've got a storm that is, for all intent and purposes, stationary over northern portions of, northeastern portions of Hays, far north Caldwell, far southeastern Travis, and western Bastrop counties. These storms are not doing too much right now, thankfully, but do have the potential of producing quarter-size hail. I'm going to check for some reports here And again, we do appreciate y'all's reports as well. Please don't go outside and play in the hail while it's falling. No, that's just not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. So, the best thing you can do is, if we're not talking about your storm, that's a good thing. And second, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, where we always are. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps to your device. We've also got free interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. So, we've got this storm again. Kyle, east sides of Mound City to Buda, relative pretty much right along and east of 35, east towards Naderwald, Mustang Ridge, Creedmoor, there on Highway 183, where it intersects 21 and 45 and the tollway. And then far western Bastrop County, there could be some nickel to quarter-size hail with that storm. It's pretty much just sitting there, dropping heavy rain, lightning. Hail core looks less impressive than it did several minutes ago. Back up here in southeastern North Texas, we've got a storm, little line segment from Mount Calm to Coolidge to Wortham to Richland to Eureka to Kearns. This all is moving east at about 15 miles an hour. You can see we've got a pretty good indication of hail right now on the north sides of Coolidge, southeast of Hubbard, south of Dawson, around Mount Calm, moving east towards Coolidge and Wortham, and eventually Mahia. So there could be some hail with that. I would not be shocked if we get a new severe thunderstorm warning out of that in the next several minutes. We've otherwise got some storms out here in East Texas, closer to Henderson County. Murchison, this storm, it's not looking as spooky right now. Could have some nickel to quarter-size hail. That's 1 inch in diameter as it moves east along Highway 31 towards Brownsboro, Chandler. But if it's moving more southeast, it could move closer to Moore Station. Probably is not going to be an issue for the city of Tyler, though. We'll keep an eye on it. There may be some more storms. We've got a storm now probably 7 to 8 miles northeast of St. Augustine. It's just east of 87 now, moving up towards Huxley, the northern sides of the Toledo Bend Reservoir, before it moves into portions of Sabine and DeSoto parishes in Louisiana. Otherwise, some more scattered storms with maybe some small hail up to the size of nickels from St. Augustine to Chirlino to the city of Lufkin. North of Brodus, north of Huntington, right now, those storms slowly moving southeast. We'll go back to the magical super-duper awesome blossom. I can make up marketing idioms, too, because I'm caffeinated. Weather radar, and you can see if this was actually being good and playing a loop, we'd be able to see most storms slowly moving off to the southeast at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Here you go. And that's what you can see. We've had some new development over the last hour or so, and that's expected to continue as we head towards the 9 and 10 p.m. hour, with the most intense of these storms producing large hail, localized damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Given the fact we're in a drought and have had very high fire danger over the last couple of weeks, it's worth noting some of these storms and lightning strikes may ignite grass fires, brush fires, especially in areas where it's not raining, because storms can shoot lightning outside of precipitation cores plenty. So keep that in mind. Some of these storms may actually start grass fires and brush fires, and of course, if someone's unlucky enough to have it hit a structure, that too. So, no tornadoes, just a lot of hail, some strong winds, some rain, and caffeine.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Sabina, San Augustine, and Shelby County in Texas.
That's going to be for the storms in East Texas from near St. Augustine. So we'll take another look at that. It's going to be a new, I believe, severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to press some magical buttons here. And here you go. That is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for this cell just west of the city of St. Augustine. Moving off to the east at about 15 miles an hour. The potential for 1 to 1.5 inch diameter size hail. That's quarter to ping pong ball size. Not really seeing a lot of wind out of these. At least we haven't heard about any yet. So this storm, again, if it continues on its happy little present trek, could approach St. Augustine by 8:20 to 8:25 p.m. with some quarter to ping pong ball size hail, gusty winds, heavy rain, a lot of lightning.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Anderson, Freestone, Limestone, and Navarro County in Texas.
All right, as we speculated a few minutes ago, we thought we might see a new severe thunderstorm warning with this little line of storms back in southern North Texas, and indeed we do. It's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Freestone, northern Limestone, northwestern Anderson, and southeastern Navarro counties until 9 p.m. Central Time. At 8:04 p.m., a line of severe storms were located from near Richland Chambers Reservoir to 8 miles south of Hubbard, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So they've actually got this moving pretty quick. I don't know if it's moving that fast, but regardless, the severe thunderstorm warning does include communities such as Streetman, Curvin, Wortham, Mahia, Coolidge, Mount Calm, Tige, Fairfield, to, for all intent and purposes, Eureka, the south sides of Corsicana. And these storms are showing a pretty healthy amount of hail aloft at this point. In fact, I'm going to do something here we don't usually do. I'm just going to drag this over because, well, I can. Make sure that shows. We're going to show you just a cross-section of these storms aloft. And these are the storms, again, from in Navarro County. You can see we're seeing up to about 30,000 feet to 40,000 feet. That's how high up these hail cores are extending. So a lot of hail, the very dark purples, that's very high reflectivity values. On the how hard it's raining mode, that's just a lot of precip water droplets, and then eventually supercooled water droplets that form into hailstones being lofted, 30 to 40,000 feet. So these are very tall thunderstorms capable of producing a lot of hail. Freezing level looks to be around 15,000 feet-ish. So anything above 15,000 feet automatically becomes supercooled. Ice, hail, and then you've got hailstones just lofting and sending themselves up here, bouncing around until they're too heavy for the thunderstorm
for Henderson County in Texas
to hold up, and then you end up with hailstones. So again, that's severe thunderstorm warning for this little complex down here, moving towards Mahia, Fairfield, Tige, Curvin, Wortham, and Coolidge. And some of these hailstones could be on the large side. We're talking quarter to golf ball size, though to be honest, if the storm keeps intensifying, or these storms keep intensifying, some of the hail could be a bit larger than the size of golf balls. All right, let's go back, make sure we're not missing anything. It looks like we have a new storm going up very quickly now in eastern Henderson County. It's going to be south of the one on Highway 31. This one's moving more towards Moore Station. This thing's gone up faster than a state trooper going to get his donut on a Sunday morning. This is going to be moving east at about 30 miles an hour, so a little more quickly, which means here, we're going to press some buttons here. I don't have my 50 monitors with me, so we're having to do this the old-fashioned way, and we're actually using a new program to live stream this. So, if things break, blame meteorologist Jason Cooley. No, I'm kidding. He's out in Mississippi right now chasing tornadoes. It's going to be in Moore Station about 8:20 to 8:25 p.m. Near noonday, about 8:45 p.m. Bullard, about 8:55 p.m. White House, about 9:05 p.m. this evening, if it manages to maintain itself. And again, this storm could have quarter to golf ball size hail. The hail cores come up pretty quickly, which these do tend to do, with quite a bit of instability aloft today. Let's go back south, then we're going to go back down to the hill country to make sure we have nothing mischievous going on. Severe storm approaching the city of St. Augustine right now. We're going to take a look at the which way the wind's blowing mode. Just want to make sure we have no spinny doom trying to sneak itself in here, and we don't. There's no decent low-level velocity signature here, nor do we really think there's going to be today.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bandera, Kendall, and Kerr County in Texas.
Okay, so that'll be in the hill country. We'll take a glance at that, but this storm moving more slowly, only 15 miles an hour, so it'd be into St. Augustine around 8:30, though we know town itself's already getting heavy rain, some small hail, and we know y'all have already had quarter-size hail earlier. You may get more shortly. All right, let's go back into the hill country we go. Where we'll end up from there, only God knows. All right, it's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, east of Mountain City, east of Kyle, east of Buda, Niederwald up to Mustang Ridge there on 183. This storm is, for all intent and purposes, moving east at 5 miles an hour. You could probably run faster than this thing's moving, but it definitely has the potential for some quarter to $half size hail. Quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning, heavy rain. For those of you not under it, probably a pretty sunset with it as well, or at least a good lightning show, since the sun did set a while ago. I can make rhymes. Yes, I can. Yippee-yi-yay. Bam, bam, bam. I don't know. That's the only place I could go with that was, family friendly and didn't get me into YouTube jail. All right, southwest of Johnson City we go. We've got a hail core that could be quarter to ping pong ball size hail. Worst of that hail right now is about 9 miles northwest of Blanco, moving off to the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So the way it looks now, this will probably stay west of Blanco. We are about to have an outflow boundary collision here from near Bernie to Blanco, though, so we'll have to see if that sparks off some storms. Back southwest, we've got this thunderstorm moving southeast. Moving southeast. You can see this storm now on center point, so probably quite a bit of hail falling in center point. Could have quarter-size hail to golf ball-size hail. After weakening about 5 to 10 minutes ago, this storm has developed quite an impressive hail core aloft again. In fact, I'm going to do my best to show you. This is the storm southeast of Kerrville that brought baseball-sized hail to Kerrville. We're looking from the southeast to the northwest. You can see this storm has hail extending way up above 30,000 feet. In fact, above 40, even 50,000 feet. This sucker is tall, and this is what we call an overshooting top. So a lot of liquid being propelled way up in the atmosphere where it is way below freezing, forming hailstones. Very powerful updraft, likely rising well over 100 miles an hour, allowing those hailstones to remain lofted for quite a while until they become the size of baseballs. Then they get too heavy for the storm to hold up, and they start falling down, and that's where Baldy-in-Chief ends up having to put on a helmet because he doesn't want to be outside getting hit with hail because that would be unpleasant. P.S. You shouldn't be outside in the hail either. I don't care if it's pea-size hail or baseball-size hail. Don't go outside and play with it. If you're wanting to get video, well, do so from a safe place. And then if you want to see how big the hail is afterwards, wait until it stops falling from the sky at high velocity. Human skulls do not like being hit on the head by baseball-size hail falling out of the sky. Trust me, it's not a pleasant experience, even with a helmet on. Ask me how I know. From there, we've got storms back west. This one's going to be on Highway 83 between 41 and 39. This thing looks pretty unhappy with itself. There could easily be some golf ball to tennis ball size hail with that. It's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Northeastern Real County, western Kerr County. It's just sitting there. It's moving off to like the east, southeast of 10 miles an hour. So if you're under it, I'm sorry. If you're not under it, you can go look at it from 50 miles away, where I'm sure the lightning show is impressive. All right, I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything because situational awareness and I do tend to work best when we're actually in unified, whatever. Let's make sure we're not missing anything. All right. Oh, the Storm Prediction Center has added a hatched area for hail here. Well, couple outlook cycles late, y'all. It might have been helpful, maybe 5 hours ago when we were looking at this versus 2 hours into the storms, but it is what it is, and yeah, clearly we've got some hail that's larger than 2.5 inches in diameter, so welcome to Texas in March. We're kind of overdue, honestly. It took a while to get this started, but it's hail time. So we've got one severe storm about 28 to 30 miles west of Kerrville, moving southeast at about 10 miles an hour. The potential for tennis ball size hail with that. This storm dropped baseball size hail in Kerrville about 20 to 30 minutes ago. It is moving southeast. It's over Highway 27 in Center Point right now. Continuing to move south-southeast. It eventually may end up in places like Pipe Creek here in about an hour to 50 minutes to 60 minutes. And Pipe Creek is just south of Highway 46, Highway 16, east of Bandera, southwest of Barney. This thing should stay west of Bernie the way it looks right now, because it's literally moving like this, southeast, heading towards the intersection of Highway 16 and Highway 46, east of Bandera. So if you're in this area out here, Lake Hills, Pipe Creek, heads up. We've got a little thunderstorm that's developed just west of New Braunfels. I'm going to take a look from a different radar to see if we've got any hail aloft. The New Braunfels radar is literally, in New Braunfels. So when you're that close to the radar, it's hard for it to look aloft and see if we have hail. It looks like we might have some nickel-size hail with this, north sides of Garden Ridge to Comal. This storm's moving east towards New Braunfels. So, Matt, if you're watching, blame Morris. This thunderstorm, on the other hand, northeast of San Marcos, near Mustang Ridge and Nearwald, is, well, sitting its happy self there. Could have some hail around quarter size, maybe just a bit bigger. This isn't one of these dropping tennis balls right now, but it's shooting off a lot of lightning. And as it sits its happy self around Creedmoor, Mustang Ridge, here on Highway 21 near Nearwald, y'all are getting hail. My apologies. Nothing west of Buda to Kyle right now, but, well, we'll keep an eye out just in case. All right, let's go back up. And again, we have no tornado warnings. We probably aren't going to be dealing with stuff like that tonight, but we're just here to keep you updated. I'm playing with some new technology. And boy, did this thing southeast of Athens get its happy self together. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we got a little line segment here extending from Prairie Hill to Coolidge to Wortham to Streetman, Richland. That's going to be moving off to the east. Southeast at about, what do they got it moving at? They think 35 miles an hour. That might be a little quick, but assuming it's moving 35 miles an hour, those of you, Curvin, Fairfield, Tige, Mahia, one, you're getting pelted by lightning now, even though the storms are still way to your northwest. Two, expect this to impact you over the next 20 to 40 minutes. And some of these storms could be dropping golf ball size hail. And again, they're moving east about 30, 35 miles an hour. Now, let's go say hello to this little special fella up here southeast of Athens. Let me make sure we're using the lowest tilt radar. We are. Y'all don't usually get to see the backside of this. Congratulations, it's a special day. This severe storm is approaching Moore Station. This thing's got some pretty nasty hail with it now. We're seeing a 3-body scatter spike from the Dallas-Fort Worth radar, which is just meaning the radar beam is bouncing off a bunch of hail, sending back a bunch of extra returns to the radar, which creates a bit of a line look. But yeah, we're definitely seeing a 3-body scatter spike. In fact, I'm going to turn off the smoothing. And yeah, you get to see the magical ends here. This is what we call a 3-body scatter spike. Radar beam in Shreveport moving through the radar, or through the storm, and bouncing off a bunch of hailstones. That gives that extra little signal out here west of the storm in this case. So that's what we call a 3-body scatter spike, and what we also call very angry storm with hail. We're going to turn the smoothing back on now. And this storm, again, is moving east about 30, 35 miles an hour. It's going to be crossing over Highway 155, south of Noonday, near Coffee City, near Berryville. Boy, I want berry cheesecake now. Sad. This in about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's just say 8:30 to 8:35. From there, Bullard. If this thing's still having a temper tantrum, it'll be to your community between 8:45 and 8:50. Thereafter, Troop. About 9:10 p.m. And again, this storm probably is dropping tennis ball size hail right now. This thing's having a temper tantrum. And doing what we did a bit earlier, we can take a 3-dimensional... Yeah, let's do this. Actually, this thing's moving more southeast. I'm sorry. So, Bullard, this may stay just to your southwest, but those of you in Frankston, heads up, this thing's moving more southeast than what that radar algorithm was trying to say. So that is what we're going to have to deal with. But we'll show you a little 2-dimensional overlay. Here's this storm southeast of Athens near Moore Station. You can see hail core way above 30,000 feet, even above 40,000 feet. That's why this thing could be dropping golf ball to tennis ball size hail. And it's, having temper tantrum. And in case you're ever wondering how nerdy we can get, here's a product called differential reflectivity. You can see in the reds, pinks, yellows, that's actually, that's raindrops being, well, for all intents and purposes, blown upward by the updraft of the thunderstorm until it gets about 20,000 feet-ish, and then notice those red and yellows go away. That's because they form into hailstones. And then all this gray is mostly hail aloft with this thunderstorm, sitting 30, 40, 50,000 feet above the ground, just bouncing off each other until the hailstones are heavy enough to fall, where the storm can't hold them up. And then you can see here the grays and even almost the blacks to the right of these bright colors. That's your hail falling out of the storm. And yeah, we can look at the which way the wind's blowing mode too. And then, storm top divergence here at 50,000 feet, just showing the updrafts like blowing upward at over 100 miles an hour. There's your nerdy Daveism for the day, Baldy-in-Chiefism, whatever you want to call it. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it may be. All right, so we're going to zoom back out. I'm quickly going to make sure we're not missing anything. Kerrville got its butt handed to it in the hail department. It looks like we're seeing some spooky pictures of hail making it look like it snowed, and unfortunately quite a bit of hail damage as well. So we posted about it a good 20 minutes before Kerrville got hit, but alas, hopefully folks were listening. By the way, we're trying to focus on, well, the most important storms. No tornado warnings, probably not dealing with tornadoes this evening, just hail. So that's why we're being a little more leisurely here. If you want to know what's going on in your neck of the woods, whether you're in Texas or, you know, New York City, you can do so with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. Your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar. You can watch our live coverage and, yeah, all that. And, oh, yeah, we've got radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, where y'all are able to track all these, view the storm reports, warnings, extrapolate storm direction, all that fun stuff we're doing here on screen, but at your fingertips. So we got a couple storms down here. Let's take a look at storm numero uno, Niederwald up to Mustang Ridge, Creedmoor. That storm is sitting pretty much in one spot. Back southwest, storm just west of New Braunfels, moving east towards New Braunfels. That could have maybe some nickel-size hail. We've got a supercell, well, west of Blanco. I'll go ahead and do some measurements here and give y'all more specific distance information. Oh, about 6 to 7 miles west of Blanco, moving southeast at about 15 miles an hour. It'll stay southwest of Blanco, probably moving towards the Holt Oaks Ranch area. We've got a severe storm with the worst of the hail core with this storm staying southwest of Comfort by about 6 to 7 miles. The hail core just moved right over Center Point and Highway 27. This storm is moving southeast at about 15 miles an hour, and while it weakened a bit earlier, it's likely back to producing tennis ball size hail at least. This is probably making a pretty hard run to the south-southeast towards Pipe Creek, which will be east of Bandera. This should stay east of Bandera for now unless we see new development on the western flank of the storm, which we might. This is going to be moving right towards Highway 16 and the Highway 46.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Cherokee and Smith County in Texas.
Intersection. We'll take a look at that storm back up in East Texas in a moment. And then we've got a severe storm. This one probably also producing golf ball to tennis ball size hail. It's going to be about 15 miles southwest of Mount Hope, 16 miles west of Hunt, about 20 miles west of Ingram, and a good 25 miles west of Kerrville. This is moving east-southeast very slowly towards western rural areas of Bandera. Eventually, it may move towards the Love Creek Preserve, staying north of Vanderpool. It may actually make it towards Medina here on Highway 16, northwest of Bandera. So heads up for that. Let's go back to East Texas we go, and then we'll take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model to see where the heck these storms are going to go. All right, so first off, we have stormy over St. Augustine. It really isn't moving. Could have quarter-size hail, heavy rain, hail, strong winds. We haven't heard a lot of wind today, which is nice. This storm in eastern Henderson County near Moore Station, Coffee City. We got a new severe storm warning for portions of southern Smith and northwestern Cherokee counties here in East Texas at 8:22 p.m. A severe storm capable of producing golf ball size hail. And strong wind gust was 22 miles southwest of Tyler or 16 miles northwest of Reese, moving east at east-southeast at 25 miles an hour. So again, this thing, Coffee City, Berryville, north sides of Frankston, just north of Poynor, moving towards Cunny, Jacksonville, Bullard, Troop. Maybe as far north as Noonday or White House, but probably more likely towards Jacksonville and Bullard and Cooney. The potential for golf ball size hail at least. And this thing's showing a pretty nasty hail signature with it, so this could be a damaging hailstorm. So those of you all in Mount Selman, Jacksonville, along Highway 69 from Bullard, Mount Selman, Jacksonville, back west on Highway 175 towards Coney and Frankston to Berryville, you might want to get your vehicles under something because this thing's going to pack quite a bit of hail with it. Let's go back here into southeastern North Texas. And again, these storms, if you're northwest of these storms here in East Texas, there's nothing to worry about. DFW's not going to get a darn thing tonight, including the dust storm. Congrats on not having another dust storm, by the way. I'm sure you're very proud. Severe storm on Interstate 45. This thing seems to be having a bit of a temper tantrum in the hail department. The radar thinks it could have near tennis ball size hail and a pretty nasty hail core just southeast of Streetman. This is southeast of Richland now, where Interstate 45, if you're going south, takes a hard left curve. If you're going north, it takes a hard right curve. This is going to be moving down towards the city of Fairfield. This could be tennis ball size hail, truthfully. This thing seems to have a bit of a temper tantrum problem north of Curvin. Oh, and there's enough lightning to wake up the cemetery, too. So if you enjoy lightning storms, congratulations. If you don't, like me, like lightning particularly much, my condolences. Little line of storms extends back southwest to Wortham, to Coolidge. These storms are moving east-southeast. Again, the potential for golf ball, maybe even tennis ball size hail, especially with that storm near Streetman. And this activity is moving east-southeast about 25 miles an hour, which means those of you in Mahia, down 84 to Tig, up to Fairfield on 84. And then all the way back up I-45, because it's not unpleasant enough as it is, the potential for hail. Lightning, strong wind, heavy rain in the next 30 minutes as this little line of storms with hail moves off to the southeast. All right, I said we were going to look at the HER, so let's look at the HER. You get to see me press all sorts of buttons here. Actually, I just crashed the program, so for a minute you get to see the Windows XP background. Congratulations on the nostalgia. Hey.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bastrop, Caldwell, and Hays County in Texas.
Well, thank you kindly for that. I'm going to actually really quick here try to fix something with this program to allow me not to deal with this.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Anderson and Henderson County in Texas.
Yeah, we know. Give me just a second. If I can fix this real quick, we'll be able to have a nicer radar experience without me having to exit the full screen mode for y'all. Usually I have a multi-monitor setup, and I do here, but I'm just trying to get it to work to where we don't have to deal with that. All right, well, if this doesn't work, that's okay. We'll just figure it out for next time and say, hey. Assuming the program opens at all. If it doesn't, well, I made a boo-boo. Okay, it looks like that fixed whatever was going on with that. Let me see if I can't actually get this to display correctly now as a full screen mode. And if I can, cool. If not, well, we'll stop playing with it and I'll keep telling you what's going on. But storms are having temper tantrums, that's for sure. Well, I was hopeful it would have worked, but alas, as you can see, it's a dark, angry screen of doom, so we'll stop playing with that and we'll just get back to doing what we should be doing. Thank you for indulging in my experimentation, ladies and gentlemen. So again, we got storms in the hill country, parts of central Texas, up into southeastern North Texas and East Texas, capable of producing hail, strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning. We're going to do really quick here is we're going to load up the HER model. So I'm going to clear everything off the screen. I'm going to change this upper third here. That's what this is called, by the way, that radar and warning bar. And we're going to load the HER data. And I'm not even going to bother loading satellite. I'm just going to show you what this model thinks we're going to have going on this evening and overnight. I'm going to start at 9 p.m. and we're going to go to 3 a.m. And to give y'all the appropriate upper third, I just got to press some buttons. This is what I do back on my main machine at home. Y'all just don't typically see me pressing all the buttons. So we'll do that. There you go. Congratulations. I hope you're enjoying this behind-the-scenes experience. So here's what the high-res rapid refresh model thinks we're going to be dealing with this evening and overnight. This is the model showing, again, scattered storms. I'm so used to saying North Texas. Parts of Central Texas, South Central Texas, the Hill Country moving into the Brazos Valley, East Texas. Notice most of the storms tend to go bye-bye, adios, au revoir, be Zane, see ya, around midnight. But we may have some activity continuing into the 1, 2, 3 a.m. hour, although on a much more isolated scale and weekend. So, over the next little while, when someone joins the stream here in about 20 seconds and asks, what about me? Now, those of you in the chat, if you'd be so kind and help them out and let them know, hey, Baldy just showed this. This is what it shows in your area around this time. I also want to take a minute to thank everybody who's been sending in stars and super chats. I don't think the stars are working, to be honest, but the super chats, stickers on YouTube, we appreciate it. I don't have it up in front of me right now since I'm focused on bringing you storm information, but I do want to let you know we do appreciate it. Those of you in the chat, I hope you all are expressing your appreciation as well, since those help us bring you weather information and pay for some of the bills that we incur with all this. So let's press some buttons. My Stream Deck has stopped working. How mean and hateful. Well, it's a good thing I know how to press buttons. So let's go back to the radar here. I'm going to make sure we're not in... There we go. So we're going to go from west to east. Again, one nasty-looking storm, a good 25 miles west of Kerrville. That's moving east-southeast towards... a new warning. How convenient.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bandera, Kerr, and Real County in Texas.
I'll get the timestamp added. There you go. It's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Bandera, Kerr, and Real counties here in south central Texas. At 8:31 p.m., a severe storm is located 7 miles north of Lost Maple State Natural Area, or 13 miles north of Vanderpool, moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. This storm is capable of producing golf ball-size hail, heavy rain, strong winds. We've got this nasty supercell north of Bandera, moving off to the southeast about 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's not moving particularly quickly, but it is showing, actually, interestingly enough, hey, Stream Deck, you're either going to work or you're not going to work, but you're going to work because I'm going to force restart you. Oh, it actually crashed hard. Impressive. Storm is actually showing either a downburst signature or a wee bit of rotation with it now, which is interesting. I don't think the conditions are not really favorable for tornadoes. It's 79 over 59 down in Bernie, which is about a 20-degree temperature and temperature dew point differential, which indicates the cloud bases are pretty high. But there we go. What we are looking at is maybe a downburst signature. So again, you could kind of see that right there. Almost a rear flank downdraft type situation. Bit of rotation, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. Southwest of Comfort. This is moving down towards the Pipe Creek area. South-southeast at about 20 miles an hour. This is definitely going to be crossing over Highway 16. West of Highway 46. But again, could be some interesting mischief going on in here. I mean, it's even more apparent on this latest scan now, so it's very interesting. There definitely is an area of rotation that has developed down northeast of Bandera. This is going to be about 6 miles east of Camp Verde, about 4 to 5 miles southeast of Center Point. Moving south-southeast at about 20 miles an hour towards Pipe Creek. Again, this is over a very rural area, but yeah, there definitely is some rotation here now. Reds are winds moving away from the radar. Greens are winds moving towards. And you can see that's a pretty well-defined area of rotation. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. There might be a little bit of mischief going on out here. Luckily, it's over a very rural area. But again, it's moving south-southeast at about 10 to 15. The storm also has a history of producing baseball-size hail. So, let's go back New Braunfels, you have a strong storm just to your west coming in on highway or FM 1863. There could be some dime to nickel size hail with that. Another storm west of Blanco. That one is moving, it's kind of moving south. Outflow boundary collisions. I wonder if that had something to do with this. Interesting. Ignore me and my meteorological mumbo-jumbo. Let us continue. Severe storm continues over the east sides of Niederwald. There on Highway 183 up towards Highway 21. There could be either some quarter-size hail or just a lot of small hail. Not seeing too much of a big hail indication with this now. So hopefully that storm is on the downtrend. Back up here into portions of Navarro and Fairfield counties, this line of storms, Mahia, y'all are about to get walloped by this angry-looking thunderstorm. This thing's got a temper tantrum the size of New Hampshire and back. And we anticipate those of you in Mahia are about to find out firsthand just how bad the hail is. So once it's safe to do so, can you let us know, please? The ground truth is very helpful. But don't do it while the hail is falling from the sky. That is how people get hurt or killed. And believe it or not, we don't want that. So those of you on Highway 84 west of Mahia, you probably just got hailed on. Worst of the hail core may actually stay just southwest of Mahia. Those of you in Forest Glade down to the Limestone County Airport, my apologies. Y'all are in line for some ouchies. Oh, and this thing's shooting out a crazy amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. This thing's got more attitude than I do when I'm over-caffeinated, which is right about now. Okay, second hail core is going to be on Interstate 45 between Streetman and Fairfield. This could be golf ball to tennis ball size. Move it southeast right towards the city of Fairfield here in Freestone County. It's going to be about 6 miles northwest of Fairfield, moving southeast at about 25 miles an hour. The potential for golf ball to tennis ball size hail, winds of 60 miles per hour. Fairfield, that means y'all are going to have hail probably by 9 p.m. Up here in East Texas we go. A severe storm approaching Coffee City, Berryville, Frankston. This thing could have golf ball to tennis ball size hail. Moore Station, you're going to be clear from this in about 5 to 10 minutes. Those of you in Bullard down to Mount Selman on Highway 69 to even Jacksonville. This thing's moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. It's paralleling Highway 175. The potential for golf ball to maybe even tennis ball size hail or egg size hail. But I prefer tennis balls because eggs are far more expensive right now. This could have some nasty hail with it, so get your vehicles under something if you can. Again, this is not a situation where we think we're going to be dealing with tornadoes. It's just not very likely. I mean, we'll keep an eye out. The threat is not completely zero, but it's not super duper likely either. If we say it's zero, Mother Nature will find a way, and then all the annoying things that come with that. So let's just not and say hail is the main threat here, along with lightning. We've been so dry lately, and the fact this isn't a widespread rain event means some of these storms are probably starting grass fires and wildfires, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to go back to the storm southeast of Kerrville just to see what it's doing. You can see still a bit of a area of rotation here, or at least enhanced wind potential. This is going to be moving southeast towards Pipe Creek and the Highway 1646 intersection east of Bandera. This should stay southwest of Barney. It will eventually, if it keeps on its present track, approach far northwestern Bayer County, northwestern Bayer County, in about an hour and a half if it survives its trek. It very well may, or there may be some new storms that fire up along a colliding outflow boundary, which is happening right here just northeast of Bernie. So, Bernie, keep a heads up. You could have some stormy issues in the next hour and a half. So, we've got a little line of storms from near Mahia to Curvin to about 5 miles north of Fairfield, moving southeast. The potential for these storms to produce tennis ball size hail is really there. The hail cores have really come up. In fact, I'm going to do something and show you the look above in the sky. Storm on the right is the one approaching Fairfield. Storm on the left is the one approaching Mahia. And you can see both storms have hail cores extending well over 40,000 feet. The western storm approaching Mahia and Groesbeck has a core extending over 50,000 feet, even up to 60,000 feet. So these things are tall, especially for late March. So again, that's why we've got a lot of hail with these things. And they're moving southeast at about, 20 miles an hour with golf ball to maybe even tennis ball size hail, frequent cloud to ground lightning. Especially this thing in Limestone County, it may be starting grass fires all over the place. Back up here into East Texas we go. Stormy approaching, well, not that, for one. Cool view of the Anvil precip debris, though. Coffee City to Frankston here on Highway 155, moving off to the east at about 25 miles an hour. Let's make sure we're not missing anything. That's what I'm going to check on really quick here. All right. So, do we have anything? It does not appear so. Please don't go outside and play in the falling hail. That's just a good way to get hit on the head. So, it's 8:41 p.m. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. We've got quite a bit of thunderstormage going on this evening. A little cluster of storms from southwest of Tyler down to Fairfield, Mahia. And we just got storms all over the place right now in parts of central Texas and the hill country. Strongest of these storms are producing hail up to the size of tennis balls and baseballs, localized damaging wind gusts, frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and heavy rain. All right, so it looks like the Weather Service has let the severe storm warning north of Lockhart expire. We have a new storm going up in western Travis County around Lakeway. And we have what are called colliding outflow boundaries. It's just we had storms further southeast shoot an outflow boundary to the northwest. These storms up here around Kerrville shot a outflow boundary to the southeast. They're colliding, and that could create an enhanced area of lift, which, well, may fire off more thunderstorms. So, we may see some additional storms develop here in portions of Kendall, Blanco, Hays, even Travis counties over the next 30 minutes. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on statewide. I'm going to turn on the radar loop. The fact I'm actually using this with Alt F keys and actually remember them is amazing to me, but hey, you know what? Sometimes even an old baldy can learn new tricks, or at least recollect things. You can see, we've had a couple areas of thunderstorms here. We've got one in East Texas near Toledo Bend Reservoir. That is behaving itself mostly. We do note some quarter-size hail reported around St. Augustine. We've got a cluster of storms. We've got a supercell over Frankston and eastern Henderson County moving towards Cherokee County. We've got two supercells dropping big hail in portions of Freestone and Limestone counties. We've got one storm about to roll its happy self southeast on 45 into Fairfield with big hail. Could be golf ball size or larger. We got some big old hail falling on parts of Mahia, down Highway 14 towards Groesbeck. Here in Limestone County, could be some big hail with that, enough lightning to wake half the cemetery. We've got a storm sitting its happy self on Niederwald and Uhland, however you say that. I'm sure I messed it up. Please don't take offense. I mess up most towns. It's just a thing I do, and you get used to it, or you get upset and tell the chat, in which case, either's okay with me, honestly, because it means you're paying attention. That storm here in northwestern Caldwell County, it's actually trying to build its happy self back up again, so they may have to put a warning on that. We've got a storm trying to go up between Lakeway and Dripping Springs, shooting off a little lightning. You can see that there with that little triangle. By the way, the triangles you see are just indications of hail here on the radar. That's how the radar system visualizes and demonstrates those. We've got a storm going up between Blanco and Barney here in northeastern Kendall County with an outflow boundary. And then we've got some storms still having a hoopla approaching Bandera, Pipe Creek here in northern Bandera County. And then north of Vanderpool approaching the Lost Maples SNA, west of the Love Creek Preserve. We got a big old supercell having a time of its life out in the middle of nowhere, dropping probably golf ball to tennis ball size hail. It's that time of year where we get these storms that just start dropping tennis balls because they want to. But the good news is it's raining. I mean, it beats setting half the state on fire, that's for sure. It beats the state getting a dust storm, though I am still quite concerned some of these storms are starting new wildfires. It's not raining in most places, and some of these storms are shooting lightning in areas where it's not raining. As you might expect, a lightning bolt that can be 50,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun, hitting dry brush typically does not end well and does typically result in a high probability of ignition. Fi-fi. So now that I've gone down a bit of a wildland nerd path, and people in the chats are probably like, how much caffeine has he had? A lot. So we'll keep an eye on things. But again, no tornado warnings. We've got storms that are dropping big hail. And we're just going to keep an eye on it. Checking on some things here.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Caldwell and Hays County in Texas.
Yeah, it must be the storm down here that they let the warning expire on, and then it was like, oh, nope, you can't do that. I'm insulted. We're back. And it is. So, again, storm back built off to the west again. That's what it's called, by the way. It just reformed a little further west. And now it is Niederwald to Utland. Well, y'all were free for a while, but now you're back with a new severe storm dropping.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Kendall County in Texas.
So that's what we've got going on. Again, a lot of these storms tonight are certainly going to be producing hail, the worst of which should be over the next couple of hours. And then we'll start calming down. But again, no tornado warnings. This is not a night where we really think we're going to be dealing with tornadoes. We just got storms along the leading edge of a cool front dropping hail. So we've got one storm just north of Frankston here on Highway 155 around Berryville to Coffee City. That's moving off to the east-southeast about 20 miles an hour towards northern sections of Jacksonville. Up to Mount Selman here on Highway 69 to Bullard. Those storms capable of maybe some quarter to $half size hail. We've got some pretty nasty looking storms back southwest here. Fairfield to Mahia, Tige, Curvin. Moving off the southeast, the potential for hail. Maybe golf ball size hail. Honestly, these things, especially the southwestern storm from near Mahia to the the Limestone County Airport to Forest Glade, north of Groesbeck, those look pretty nasty. So definitely the potential for some pretty big hail with that. And if you do have big hail, let us know about it after it has stopped falling and when it's safe to do so. So, with that being said, again, I want to emphasize, this is not a tornado issue. I realize, storms are scary, hail is scary, and yeah, if you go outside while you've got tennis ball size hail falling, yeah, you're probably going to get hurt if one hits you on the head, so don't be a dum-dum and do that. I mean, I realize some of us tend to do some stupid things, and you've seen some stupid storm chasing videos over the years, or just the general public doing stupid things, but don't be one of those, because guess what? I'm not going to show it if you think you're going to get your 15 minutes of fame from me. That's not the way to do it. Interesting. So we note, Nederland, you get storm. Beekhaven Lakeway here in southwestern Travis County, that storm is ramping its happy self up. Looks like meteorologist Jason Cooley just published his video. He's out chasing in Mississippi today. He actually had a tornado near Rolling Fork, Mississippi, a weak one. And tomorrow's the anniversary of the very not weak, almost EF5 tornado that hit that community that our chasers were at. So I guess he just published that video on the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I got a notification. Welcome to the mind of ADHD Baldy-in-Chief. So this storm near Bee Cave, northeast of Dripping Springs, near Lakeway, moving southeast at about 15 miles an hour towards Sunset Valley, southern Travis County, Highway 290 and 71. That may be starting to drop some nickel to quarter-size hail. In fact, I'm going to show you something I haven't shown, and this is a true 3D view of this storm. Now, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to change this to only show what is most likely hail. And you can see this storm is starting to develop a pretty healthy hail core loft near Lakeway down to Bee Cave. We're starting to see some indications of the hail aloft here from 20 to 35,000 feet. Notice it's not reaching the surface yet. It's that hail core building aloft. So if this thunderstorm is able to keep intensifying over the next 5 to 10 minutes, some of that hail, larger hail, may start making it down to the surface, and it may require a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Travis and northern portions of Hays County. You don't get such nerdisms on other weather channels, do you? Yep, Baldy-in-Chief style. All right, so this is going to be a couple of storms that are fired up west of Highway 281, near Granite Shoals to Horse Bay, just west of there, west of Round Mound, west of Sandy, here in far eastern Gillespie County, Llano counties. Moving off to the east-southeast quite slowly. We've got some storms down here still throwing out quite a bit of hail, including this one southwest of Blanco that has really gotten its happy self together. That's moving towards Spring Branch, and that could have some hail with it and some strong winds, maybe some winds over 50 miles an hour. I'm going to show you the which way or the how hard the winds are blowing mode, and you can see we are seeing some indications here of winds over 30 to 40 to 50 miles per hour. Okay, so I just pressed some buttons here. We'll see. I need to make sure I didn't break anything. Let me see. I am going to borrow this screen real quick. I'm going to see. I might have just fixed this for like the umpteenth time. We'll see. Y'all are going to see the Windows XP background for a second. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, I think I actually just fixed this. So I might actually now be able to finally have this just finally show on the screen like I want it to, and have all the control panel stuff on my screen, and y'all can be attacked by nerdisms. Did it work? Oh, come on.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bandera, Kendall, and Kerr County in Texas.
It is what it is. So I'll check on that next time, but sometimes you just have to coddle and baby 32-bit programs, and sometimes they work nicely. All right, anyway, you'll see this pop back up in a second. We'll get you back over here. While we're, I guess, have this upper third up, I'm going to clear everything off the screen. You get to see the back-end settings. Congratulations. While the GIS files load, I am going to load the radar for this from 10 p.m. through, we'll do 4 a.m. And you're going to see, guess what? We're still going to be dealing with some storms into Monday morning, it looks like. Now, we're not going to have the number of storms, and most of these are going to be behaving themselves, but some of them may have hail. You could see, as the cool front moves southeast, we could have some storms in East Texas, continue past 1 a.m. In fact, this suggests more of a line of storms may materialize and mature, which would be highly annoying to me as someone who likes sleep. But, I mean, we may see some storms by early Monday morning. Places like Livingston, Woodville, Jasper, Lufkin. And some of these storms could have hail. You know, large hail, damaging winds, maybe. Heavy rain and lightning.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Freestone and Limestone County in Texas.
I'll make sure you guys can still see me. And for the nerds in here, what I did was I adjusted the display resolution, the zoom factor, essentially. So to the two monitors I'm using were the same settings. I thought it'd fix the issue I was having, but it didn't, and that's okay. So what we're going to press now is that button. I'm going to turn the timestamps back on, and then we can go back to the happy birthday mode on here where y'all don't have to see all these settings, minus this one I pressed. What you can see is we do have storms that have developed over the last couple of hours. We've got some storms in East Texas near St. Augustine. We've got some storms in southeastern North Texas and East Texas. Those are mostly moving off to the southeast now, about 20 miles an hour. We've got storms down the hill country. Central Texas moving towards, well, Bexar County, Hays County, Travis County. And some of those storms are producing tennis ball-sized hail, and they have attitude. So let's go back. We're going to go to the high-res radar. We'll get the warnings back on here. And again, you can see we have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll go from west to east because it makes me happy and it's my stream, so it is what it is. We've got one storm. That's going to be well west of Medina. The westernmost storm west of Medina by about 15 miles. Middle of nowhere, moving right towards Vanderpool, though, so if you're out here, know someone who is. And for what it's worth, this thing actually has some rotation with it. Pretty good mid-level mesocyclone here. We're looking around 8,000 feet above the ground. So this thing's spinning like a top aloft right now, probably bringing some damaging winds to the surface. It's passing just east of the Lost Maples SNA, and it is well east of Highway 83, moving down towards Vanderpool and Utopia here in southwestern Bandera County. So if you know anyone well east of Leakey, heads up. We've got a storm north of Bandera on 173, that near Camp Verde. That could have a wee bit of hail with it. We've got a severe storm that is about 6 miles north of Pipe Creek. It's moving south, and it's going to be crossing over Highway 16 and 46 in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Travis County in Texas.
And that's going to be the storm likely in western Travis County. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This storm near Pipe Creek, staying west of Bernie. It'll be crossing south over Highway 16, then riding 16 down towards northwestern Bexar County over the next hour. Severe storm now northeast of Bernie. It's going to be closer to Spring Branch. It's about 6 miles northwest of Spring Branch, or about 10 miles northeast of Bernie. That's going to be moving southeast at probably 10 to 15 miles an hour. I know this little skit, Sierra Charlie India Tango, says it's moving southwest. It's not. It's a liar. Ignore it. It's all moving southeast. And eventually that's going to be moving into Comal County. All right, let's go back to portions of Travis County. That's going to be the new storm that was quickly firing up over Bee Cave. I told you it was developing a hail core aloft. That continues. In fact, I will show you another 3D view of that. You can see that hail core continues to mature aloft up to 40,000 feet, but notice it's also getting lower to the surface, so the hail is starting to make its way down. Here, just over the last couple minutes, this is like 6 minutes, and I'll load data back if I can. We'll see if it's going to load here. It may not, but it kind of did. So here is 8:36 p.m., 8:42 p.m., 8:48 p.m., and of course now it's 8:58, so you can see that hail core, how quickly that was building and expanding both upward and downward. The hail core itself was increasing in size, and now we're starting to likely see quarter to maybe even ping pong ball size hail, making it down to the surface here, very near Bee Cave, and this is going to be moving east towards the more populated areas of Sunset Valley, San Leandro.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Anderson and Henderson County in Texas.
Westlake Hills and the city of Austin, west sides. We're getting lightning strikes way out here to I-35 now on the south sides of Austin. We're seeing a new storm go up quickly now, north sides of the city of Austin. That's going to be very near the IBM facility. Breaker Lane, Interstate 35, Highway 275 up here. You can see already starting to get a little baby hail core between Highway 1 and 35, just southwest of Pflugerville. So if that continues to develop, y'all may start to see some hail. All right, let's go back up, take a look at this mean-looking stormy. Mahia down Highway 14. Y'all are probably getting some hail right now. Worst of the hail is down south of Mahia on 14. But that is definitely a nasty, nasty severe storm capable of producing very damaging hail and probably a lot of wind as well. It may be wind-driven hail. Those of you in Groesbeck, this may stay just to your north, but y'all are going to get some wind out of this. If you miss out on the big hail, be thankful. It's going to be crossing over Highway 164 east of Groesbeck. I wouldn't want to be on 164 right now between Buffalo and Groesbeck as this nasty severe storm continues to move southeast at about, let's just say 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's moving slowly. Storm up near Fairfield. The hail core is less defined as it was. There probably still is some quarter-size hail with this and some strong winds. But the big ouchie-size hail that, could break windows quite a bit is here on Highway 14, just south of Mahia, west of Tige, north of Groesbeck. Now, you might be wondering, why do I say it like Tige? Well, sometime last year during one of the many live streams, I kept saying Teague or something wrong. I was saying the town name wrong. So at this point, I just call it Tige. And there's another town down here I just spell out. Kosse, I think is what it was. But it's not me intentionally trying to mispronounce your names or your city names. I actually grew up with a speech impediment. I did the whole R is W thing. So Wobert or Wiley. Like Wiley Poe, or in this case, what's an R name? Wangers, the W. So it took me until like the 5th grade to finally get over that, and a lot of speech therapy. And patience. Not my patience, but parents. So that's why I do that. And I still struggle with that from time to time. So it's not because I like to be a pain in the butt. Although clearly I have no trouble being a pain in the butt. Okay, so up here, Frankston to Bullard, Burryville. This storm's weakening, thankfully, as it moves southeast down Highway 175 towards Jacksonville, but it's still probably going to have some quarter-size hail as it moves down towards Highway 69 from Bullard to Mount Selman to Jacksonville, and it's moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. We got a couple showers going up over DeBerry here in Far East Texas. These will be into Caddo Parish, Louisiana shortly, but there may be a wee bit of hail with that as they approach I-49. Then actually, this storm southeast of Shreveport looks interesting. I just wanted to see if it had rotation. Not really.
New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bandera and Kerr County in Texas.
Okay, so this is all the way back down here.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Behar, Comal, and Kendall County in Texas.
There we go. Put some more communities on here. So at this point, you can see we pretty much almost have a solid line of severe storm warnings extending.
Texas local storm report from Frankston in Anderson County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.00 inch. Reported by broadcast media. Additional information, quarter-size hail in Frankston.
From near Vanderpool to Medina to Bandera to Bernie to Spring Branch, south of Blanco. This line is moving southeast at probably about 15 to 25 miles an hour. It's not moving quickly, but it is becoming more apparent that the possibility is there. Those of you in Bexar County, especially, Fair Oaks Ranch, Bulverde, Spring Branch, and then eventually starting to get towards the north sides of San Antonio, may have some issues with strong to severe storms in the next 60 to 90 minutes. So it's possible. The high-res rapid refresh model actually has shown that possibility. So in addition to those storms moving south towards places like Hondo, Castroville, San Antonio, there on Highway 90, we have other stormies that have developed now. We've got a new storm quickly going up between Wimberley, Wood Creek, and Hayes. We've got a severe storm over Bee Creek. We've got a severe storm southwest of Niederwald and west of Lockhart. And all these storms are going up pretty quick, and these could all have nickel to quarter size hail at least. Maybe some hail larger, closer to ping pong ball around Bee Cave. And then we have a small storm going up southwest sides of Pflugerville, north sides of the city of Austin. All these are producing heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning, some threat of hail. And there could be strong winds with any of these as well. I know I haven't hit the strong wind element as hard. We haven't really had too many reports of super strong winds with this. But it's definitely a possibility. So, I'm going to actually let this play a statewide loop for just a couple minutes. Do some housekeeping.
Texas local storm report from 4 miles southwest of Wells Branch in Travis County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 0.50 inches.
Okay.
Reported by public. Additional information, report from Ping, half inch, 0.50 inches.
All right, I'm going to press some buttons here. I do want to thank all of y'all, by the way, on the YouTube channel who have joined as members. We have an exclusive members-only Discord server you get access to by joining as any tier member here on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. And we definitely appreciate all y'all sending, stickers, super chats as well. It's not something we expect. It's not something I do these live streams for, but it definitely helps, with the bills and such. As you might expect, there is a certain level of computer equipment I have to do this well. And in fact, I'm not even
Texas
in my office
local
right
storm
now.
report from 1 miles northeast of Bee Cave in Travis County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.00 inch. Reported by public.
But even remote, I have to have the capability of being able to do these live streams, at least, somewhat well. So, we definitely appreciate it. We thank you. Of course, our chasers thank you as well. They obviously have expenses on their vehicles, gas, stuff like that. Alright, I'm just making sure this is in our app and website. Technically it is, but it was displaying in early March instead of, well... now. So that should be fixed in a moment. And again, what we're dealing with is cluster of storms down the hill country, moving towards the San Antonio area. We got some storms developing up in the Austin area now, the Kyle area. Those storms, potential for some of them to produce large hail, very large hail, in fact, the kind that would, be a threat to windows. We got some storms now.
Texas local storm report from 4 miles north of Groesbeck in Limestone County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.00 inch. Reported by public. Additional information, report from Ping, quarter, 1 inch. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bandera, Medina, and Uvalde County in Texas.
Oh, and if that wasn't enough, we have the chance for a pretty strong geomagnetic storm tonight, which, if it goes bonkers, part of it might be seeing the northern panhandle, Oklahoma. So we'll have to keep an eye on that going into tonight. But it goes without saying, you're not going to be seeing that kind of interesting behavior under a severe storm. So here is what the radar looks like. Now, for those of you asking what to expect tonight, well, this cluster of storms here is going to continue moving southeast for the next couple hours. We eventually expect it to weaken and dissipate, but it may make it through San Antonio first, and some of y'all may be dealing with some hail. You can see we've got This activity here, southeastern North Texas, East Texas, that's along the leading edge of a cool front. That's going to keep moving southeast this evening, and some of these storms are probably going to continue for another 5 hours. Now, we do expect overall storm coverage to decrease after, midnight, and the intensities to come down, but some storms may keep producing frequent lightning, maybe some hail, strong winds through, 1, 2 in the morning out here in the piney woods of East Texas, and the Golden Triangle. Now, we have not had any tornado issues with these storms in Texas this evening. In all likelihood, we're not going to. This is not a setup that favors tornado genesis. We have pretty weak low-level wind shear. Cloud bases have been high, though they're lowering now that we're past sunset and temperatures are coming down. So the tornado threat is not completely zero, but the potential for hail certainly is much higher. So let's keep on going with this, and we'll continue our live severe weather coverage. By the way, if you want to get, the in on this, just download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. You can watch the coverage in the app. You can track the storms with our free interactive weather radar. We have your local weather forecast. Literally, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of Texas or New York City. You can get your local weather forecast, track the storms, all that fun stuff. And you can also view the interactive weather radar on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar. So we've got a line of storms now, which kind of makes it a little more convenient for me. It gives a better way to describe this. From near Vanderpool out here in eastern Real County. This technically just outside of Real County. East of Leakey to Vanderpool, Medina, Bandera, Pipe Creek, Barney, up to Spring Branch. We've got a line of storms. They're moving to the southeast at 15 to 20 miles an hour. The strongest of these storms, which you can see some of these have hail cores, shown by the really purplish colors, could have hail quarter to golf ball size. Could even be a little bigger than that at times. But hail sizes definitely have been coming down. We haven't had any baseball or tennis ball size hail reported since these storms were back in Kerrville. And that was a while ago. So, San Antonio, Castroville, Hondo, these storms could ride down 173, 16, 10, 281 towards Highway 90, and we'll keep an eye on it. We've got a severe storm northwest of Lockhart, just south of Niederwald. This storm's just been sitting here. Looks like we're going back on the weakening phase again, so this one still may have some small hail, heavy rain. Those of y'all under it are definitely enjoying the rain. Right now, the hail core is decreasing. We've got a storm going
Texas local storm report from 4 miles north of Groesbeck in Limestone County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.25 inches.
Okay.
Reported by public.
So a lot of smaller
Additional
hail.
information, report from Ping, $50, 1.25 inches.
Okay, so a lot of smaller hail comparatively, than tennis balls, baseballs. That's good. So we've got this storm southeast of Dripping Springs, west of Hayes, northeast of Wimberley and Wood Creek. It's just sitting here. There could be some small hail with that. We've got the storm over Bee Cave, which you can see it hasn't moved very much. Depending on how much rain this is producing, we're going to have to keep an eye out for some localized flooding issues, especially with the terrain influence out here in western Travis County. But we could also have some quarter-size hail. We have had reports of half-inch diameter size hail with this storm, south sides of Pflugerville, north sides of Austin. These storms here, west side of Austin, are moving east-southeast about 15, so towards Highway 1, the city of Austin, Sunset Valley, and Interstate 35 down to San Leanna. There could be some small hail. Well, there could be hail with that. Maybe small hail, maybe up to the size of quarters. All right. I will continue to check on some reports here. It is much nicer when you've got like 8 monitors. But, you know what? That's okay. So again, we'll keep an eye on this storm, western Travis County. There's hail. Let's go back up here into southeastern North Texas. Severe storm, northeastern portions of Limestone County, from Groesbeck to almost to Tague to Fairfield. These storms could have quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail, probably closer to the size of a quarter.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Cherokee County in Texas.
We'll take a look at that storm. They just warned it a minute. But again, storm over Fairfield is weakening pretty quickly. There could be small hail gusty winds with that, but the hail core is gone. Main hail core is definitely going to be with this singular updraft now. Just northeast of Groesbeck, could have gusty winds. That's going to be moving southeast towards Donnie, Farrar, and then eventually making it down towards Hewitt, Marquez, maybe Buffalo, and then eventually Centerville on Interstate 45. If it makes it, we're talking maybe 2 hours from now. It may be approaching the city of Madisonville. But this storm is still 45 miles from Madisonville, and it's moving at 20 miles an hour. So, all right, let's go back up here. We'll take a look at the storm they just warned for in the city of Jacksonville. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 p.m. at 9:13 p.m. A severe storm is located near Reese, 12 miles northwest of Jacksonville. Move it southeast at 15. This storm is capable of producing golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Golf ball size hail was reported in Frankston and Berryville with this storm. It would have been nice to know that, if I was in NWS chat, but I mean, we only have 2 million followers on the platforms. What does that matter, right? Legacy Media for the win. All right, this is, and then we've got
Texas local storm report from 5 miles south of Wells Branch in Travis County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 0.88 inches. Reported by public. Additional information, dime to nickel size hail at Breaker Lane and I-35.
Okay. Breaker Lane and I-35. So we've got a storm here, western Travis County, that is producing quite a bit of lightning, some heavy rain, maybe some quarter-size hail from near Bee Cave down Highway 71 to Sunset Valley, Westlake Hills, west side of the city of Austin. It's going to be extending down 290 and, 1/45 towards Bear Creek. You'll see we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to pop up here in southern Travis County and northern Hayes County in just a second. That'll include Buda, Hayes, Wood Creek, Mound City, Kyle, Tanglewood Forest, San Leanna.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Hayes and Travis County in Texas.
It'll eventually pop up on this map you're looking at.
Texas local storm report from 6 miles south of Mexia in Limestone County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.50 inches. Reported by emergency manager. Additional information, $50 to ping pong ball size hail along LCR 456 south of Mexia relayed Viaduct M.
Okay. Just looking at some reports, we've got a pretty big hail at a center point. That was between Kerrville and Comfort a little earlier. We talked about that aplenty if you are watching our coverage. So let's zoom back out. We'll take a look. So the storm's up here, Austin, down Dripping Springs. We got this line now extending from... Where's the radar? There it is. Kerrville, you're clear, by the way. This is all east of Kerrville, moving away, southeast of Kerrville. Oh, from west of Bandera through Bandera to Bernie up towards Highway 281 south of Blanco. These storms at times are showing indications of producing some stronger winds, but hail remains the big threat. Could have quarter to golf ball size hail, heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning, and it's all moving southeast at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. I'll go ahead and put a storm track on it. You get to see the magical behind the scenes view because, well, you don't normally get to see this on my production machine. But that's okay. Move it southeast. We'll do about 20 for now. And again, you can see this is going to be approaching the north sides of San Antonio here by about 10:15 p.m. Hondo, if it continued, probably closer to 10:45. New Braunfels about 10:10. Universal City about 10:15. Hollywood Park about 9:50. Gray Forest about 9:45. Leon Valley about 10:10. And again, all moving southeast. If this line accelerates, that may end up arriving more quickly. The good news is we're not seeing any really big hail reports recently. I think the largest we've had is golf ball. Look at the storm near Groesbeck, moving southeast. You can see an interesting little hook structure there. We'll take a look at the velocity. It's behind the cold front, so I don't expect it to go tornadic, but definitely some strong winds, some heavy rain, some hail. With that, definitely possible. And then up here in Jacksonville, the good news is that storm is weakening, it looks like. This thing approaching Highway 69 from Bullard to Jacksonville is weakening. It still has the potential for some hail, but that hail threat is decreasing quickly, which is good. That's what we want to see. All right. Just taking a look at some things here. Line of storms now from Austin to Sunset Valley, southeast of Dripping Springs. Could have some hail in here. Heavy rain, hail. The potential for quite a bit of cloud to ground lightning. And this is moving southeast, east-southeast at only maybe 13 to 15 miles an hour. This thing is slow. So, could have some flooding, street flooding too. Eventually, this is going to make it into more of Austin, San Leandro, Hayes, Buda, Mound City, Kyle, Creedmoor, and eventually those of you in Niederwald are going to get this main line. And then back here, you can see we're starting to see an outflow boundary or winds ahead of the thunderstorms. And this is moving southeast probably at 20, maybe 25 miles an hour. I mean, those of you in San Antonio, you're going to probably have to deal with this. It doesn't mean you're guaranteed to see hail, but the potential for heavy rain, gusty winds, quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning as this moves southeast pretty quickly. And I am going to let this loop. What we're about to do is we're going to have to take a quick break. The stream's not going to go anywhere, but I am going to have to visit the facilities. So what we're going to do for now is, if you're watching us on Facebook or Twitch or X, you can come find us over on YouTube. Better yet, just download the Texas Storm Chasers mobile app website, texasstormchasers.com. We're going to keep our coverage going there. And on YouTube, well, we're going to keep doing coverage. Doing just a little bit of housekeeping. If you must know the technical nerdyisms, I'm actually connecting to my main machine back about 1,300 miles away from me right now, and setting some things up so we can continue doing coverage. So we do have a line of thunderstorms moving southeast right now, northwest of the San Antonio Metro, and it's going to be making its way southeast into probably Bexar County in the next hour. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed to deal with severe weather. It just means you're going to be dealing with hail, perhaps in spots, heavy rain, lightning. It's also entirely possible these storms just weaken and conk out. But I think there's a decent possibility some of these are definitely going to make it down into y'all's neck of the woods. Storm near Jacksonville is weakening. That's good news. So what we're going to do is, again, if you're watching us on, Facebook, anything not on YouTube or our website and app, well, find us on our app, YouTube, and TexasStormChasers.com. Everywhere else, we're going to keep on streaming here. And YouTube, what I'm going to do is, since I need to take a facilities break,
Texas local storm report from 1NWB Cave in Travis County, Texas. Hail magnitude estimated 1.00 inch. Reported by public. Additional information, report from Ping, quarter, 1 inch. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bastrop and Travis County in Texas.
So what we're going to do really quick is, you're not going to see me for a second, and then you magically will. So stand by.